Friday. Welcome to our Friday, our Factual Friday live stream. This is something new that we are going to be doing to educate our community. So, welcome. Share this video out. If you're joining me on YouTube, say hello. Make sure you subscribe. If you're joining me on Facebook, hello. How are you doing? We're so excited to be here. I'm just going to be talking about women in HIV, but first, let's not assume that you know who I am. This could be your first time with us, your first time coming in contact with our organization. So I want to share some interesting things with you. So first, I want to start off with saying my name is Nikisa Jackson. I'm a registered nurse turned HIV advocate, and I run a nonprofit. I'm the executive director of Anaya Space Incorporated, where we provide holistic care services to women living with HIV. We do support groups. We do self-care boxes. We do education. We're getting into the prevention side lately. And then we'll be opening a center this year, which I'm really, really excited about. So we're working on that. We're doing our due diligence to get that done. Outside of there, I have authored 2 books. So this organization started with my first book, Life After HIV, Removing the Mask. And I shared my story, and then I used the proceeds to launch Anaya Space. So that's what I did. That's a little bit about who I am. I am a speaker and all of those great things as well. I love educating my community just about HIV, because it was a lot I didn't know until I was diagnosed. And I know that we could do better. I know there's a lot of work to do. And I just want to be a part of the change that I want to see. So that's what I do. That's what Anaya Space does. We are a 501c3 certified organization. You can feel free to go to the site below to donate if you want to support the work that I do. All proceeds will go to helping us to open our organization, which is a physical location, and also helping us with the anthology project that we are working on. So we cannot wait to do those amazing things. So that's a little bit about us. So let's hop into this broadcast. We'll be on here for about 20-30 minutes. So invite a friend, tag a friend. When you come on, say hello. Let me know in the comments that you're watching, that you can hear me, that you can see me. I'm really excited to do this for you all today. As you can tell, right? I'm really, really excited. So I want to talk about 4 facts about women in HIV, because I think it's important. So first of all, yesterday was National Women and Girls HIV and AIDS Awareness Day. And with that day, we honor the women that are living with HIV. It's also an important day to talk about HIV prevention among women, because I think that sometimes we are left out of the conversations, and I want to make sure that we're included in the conversations, because it is affecting women. It is affecting Black women, and those are 2 things I identify with: being a woman and being a Black woman. So I think we need to definitely talk about it. So the first fact that I want to share with you is that 1 in 4 people living with HIV in the United States is a woman. So that's about 25% of people living with HIV being women, right? So that is a number that needs to be looked at. So 1 in 4 is a woman, right? And the highest risk category is let me say it like this: most women in HIV who get an HIV diagnosis have sex with men. They get it from having sex with a man. That's going to be my second fact for tonight. So why is that important, right? Why is that important? That's important to know, because sometimes as heterosexual women, we may feel that we're not at risk. I know that people have gave us a false narrative about who can transmit HIV, giving us a false narrative about our risk for HIV. We've gotten so many false narratives, and I think it's so important that we do understand that women are at risk. Women are being diagnosed with HIV, and it needs to be talked about. To be talked about. Prevention strategies need to be shared, right? We need to talk about HIV prevention. We need to really bring light to this conversation so that women know they are at risk, so they will be more likely to get tested, more likely to increase their prevention strategies, to do condom usage and things like that. So I definitely think it's important that we know the true facts. Now, I want to really I really want to talk about the impact that it has on black and brown women, and why is this important to me? Why is it important to me? Because I'm a black woman. My sister is a black woman. My mother is a black woman. My aunt's a black woman. Most of my friends are black women, right? So I want to make sure that my people, they know that we are at risk. So, African American women made up more than 61% of new HIV infections among women. More than 61% of new infections among women in 2015, right? More than 61%. And I think now of women living with HIV, 67% are Black women. So that means that we are at risk, that we do need to talk about it, that we do need to get tested, that we do need to protect ourselves, that we do need to take care of our health. I look at this HIV as a part of our whole health continuum. I guess is the best word that's coming to my mind. So it's not just, we go to the dentist, we get our eyes checked, we get our pap smears, we get all these things done. We take care of our hair, we take care of our nails. We want to look really, really nice. We got to make sure that we also get tested for STIs and also HIV because we are at risk. And did you know that Black women are also at risk for getting other STIs? We're at higher risk. So it's important that we get this information, that we take it back to our communities, because when we don't, we become ignorant of it. And the Bible even tells us that we perish because of lack of knowledge. And you gotta have the knowledge that you need. And we're here on these Fridays to give you that knowledge, to really stress you the importance that you go get an HIV test, right? That you put in these prevention strategies and you start working to better your health, right? Because you have to know your status. We can't let things like fear get in the way of us knowing what we need to know about our health. And fear is actually one of the reasons why some women living with HIV don't even know their status, due to fear, due to discrimination. Also, poverty plays an effect also with the rates being high among African American women, and also with women just not going to get tested, because it can be a fearful thing with stigma. People have things to say, people have all these false beliefs, these false narratives, and because we're not educated, we believe them, right? We believe this stuff and it's not true. But you do a simple Google search, you say women in HIV, you'll find out so many facts that can really empower you to take better care and better control of your health. So I think that's three facts, right? So let me just reiterate the first three I said, right? I said that most women that are diagnosed with HIV, they got it from most women who have sex with men, right? Let me make sure I said that right. Y'all bear with me. Most women get HIV from having sex with men in the United States. So heterosexual contact, right? So the next thing is that African American women made up more than 61% of new HIV diagnoses, right? And of women living with HIV, 67% are African American women. This is just the race among women. This is not the number in whole. That number in whole is 25% of, so it's 1 in 4 people living with HIV is a woman. So that's 25% of all overall of people living with HIV, right? With statistics, you got to be very, very clear. I learned very early that if you don't say statistics right, people can get the wrong idea. So I want to make sure I'm clear. So if you see me looking down, please don't mind me. I wish I had a teleprompter or something. Maybe I'll get one day. So I wouldn't have to look down at this iPad to really make sure. But I want to make sure I'm stating this stuff right, because I know it. But I always want to make sure that I'm clear, that I'm accurate as I can possibly be. Because when I empower you to go and educate your communities, you can't be giving them facts that's not real. Right. And I'm also going to drop the link to the site there I'm getting this information from, so that you can so that you are able to also have this available to you. Let's just talk a little bit. I want to talk a little bit about our younger women. Let me tell you why I want to talk about that. That's going to be my fourth fact. Let's talk about younger women. So we, at some point, maybe you're a teenager now. At some point you were a teenager. You may be a teenager now. You may be on your way to being a teenager. I'm not sure the age of the people watching. But I live in Georgia. We didn't do a lot of sex education, where people didn't really talk about sex. It was kind of like, you learn as you go, you figure it out, but people were having sex. I know that when I was in middle school, girls were having sex. High school, people were getting pregnant at 15, 14. So there young girls are having sex, right? And according to a survey in 2013, only half of those female students who were having sex use condoms. Only 50%. And condoms are highly effective against the transmission of HIV. They still work. I know that uh, sometimes when you get to that space, you're not thinking about it and things like that, but they still work. They're still highly effective against prevention of HIV transmission. So it's definitely important that we talk about condom usage among our young girls because they are having sex. I know well, I am a believer, right? I want to say this. I am a believer. I do believe in the laws, the spiritual laws. I believe what the Bible says. Yes, I do. But at the end of the day, we realize this stuff is still happening, right? People are still having sex at young ages. And I wish that it wasn't that way, but it's true. So we got to make sure we're giving the facts, that we're educating them and empowering them to make an informed decision. What I found is when you try to hide information, it actually adds to people being more curious. So it's better to educate and make sure they have what they need available over to them. And then teen girls and younger women are at a higher risk for HIV infection than adult women because their reproductive tract is still developing. Let me say it one more time. Teen girls and younger women are at a higher risk for HIV infection more than adult women because their reproductive tract is still developing. So we got to remember that HIV, from a biological standpoint, is a virus, right? It is a virus. It's not like gonorrhea or chlamydia, which is like bacterial. It is a virus. I don't believe. You correct me if I'm wrong. There are not cures for viruses. I know they have prevention, meaning like vaccines, but not cures, right? Viruses are always replicating. They get stronger and stronger all the time, which we'll talk about that in another video. I want to keep it about women and HIV today, but they get stronger and stronger. So the more underdeveloped something is, the higher chance of something happening, right? So think about when you have a baby, right? When you have a baby, babies, they have their mother's immune system for about 6 months and then it kind of wears off and they got to build up their own. So a baby is more likely to get a cold that you may not get, right? Or get sick when you may not get sick. So it's the same thing with HIV. The younger you are, the younger women are at a higher risk just due to their natural anatomy. They're still developing and things like that. So you want to make sure that we are talking to our young ladies, that we are bringing them up, that we are educating them. I remember being in high school and the most education that I got honestly was just go take a test. They really didn't talk about anything else. Go take a test, use a condom. That's all. I barely even heard use a condom. I really more so heard go take an HIV test. So I would take one, because at that time I used to have to request it, which sometimes you still have to request it. I think it's now more common for them to offer it and you have to say you don't want it. But at that point in time, you had to request it and to be able to take it. You still have to give consent to get an HIV test. It's still those kind of things going on, but you need to request it. So don't be afraid. So those younger women in your life, don't be afraid to talk to them. Don't be afraid to bring this up because we're right here with the facts that teen girls and young women are at a higher risk for HIV and then more than adult women because their reproductive tract is still developing. So you want to make sure you have a conversation with them. So also, that's really all I wanted to share. I don't want to overwhelm y'all with facts. I'm going to drop the link below, but I just want y'all to know that yesterday was Women and Girls HIV and AIDS Awareness Day. And it's important that we talk about HIV, that we educate our younger women about it, that we are getting tested, that we are protecting ourselves, that we are being an active participant in our reproductive health care, that we are being an active participant, that we're not just taking care of one part of us and not the whole totality of us. So that's what I want to say. So make sure that next time you see an opportunity to take an HIV test, that you actually take the opportunity, right? You're going to take the opportunity to take a test. We recommend 3 to 6 months, right? Every 3 to 6 months, you should be getting an HIV test. I mean, at max once a year, right? Like once a year, you should go get an HIV test. So that's what I wanted to share about women and HIV. And now I want to give a couple of updates about United Space. So a couple of updates. We're excited about this year. Like I said, we are looking to get donations so that we can open up our building. You can become the best thing for you to do is join our email list and we'll give you updates about everything. Join our email list is about being a partner. So you want to go ahead and join our email list and you'll get some emails. It'll tell you all about our organization. And it'll also tell you how you can give. Also, you can go visit our website right here, unitedspace.org/donate. Become a monthly donor, y'all. You can give every month. It's a write-off, it's a tax write-off. We're a 501c3 organization. You also can find us on Amazon Smile. There are so many ways that you can support us. You can do a one-time donation on PayPal. We do have a Cash App. We have all those things. So make sure you follow us. Follow us on Facebook. Follow us on Instagram. We just appreciate everyone who has supported us this far. Like, it has been amazing. It's been overwhelming for us. We appreciate the work that you are doing. Also, when you sign up for that email list, I'll be sending out an email this weekend to look for board members. We are looking for board members. So if you have experience in legal field, the financial field, people who've worked in the community, if you've worked in the nonprofit space, even if you have history, any work related history to volunteering, things like that, we would love to have you. We'll be doing like we'll be taking applications, and then we'll do like a Q&A call, and we'll get you onboarded so you could be a part of this amazing organization to help us plan out. We're looking for someone to help us with fundraising. There are so many things that we have been called to do that we want to get up and running this year. Our women really appreciate it. So that's another thing. And the last thing I want to share is we'll be doing our self-care boxes again. We did it in 2020. We did not get it in 2021, but we're going to get it done this year. So I'm really excited about that. We'll be doing a retreat this year. We'll have a gala coming. Our gala is going to be coming around September. Our retreat will be in October. So you'll be hearing news about that very soon. We're going to get our space together because we have work to do. I'm really excited about the many things coming, but the best way to keep up is follow us on social media, right? So follow us here on Facebook, subscribe to our YouTube channel, turn on your notifications. We'll be live every Friday. That's my commitment. I do believe in a couple of weeks, it's going to be one Friday where we can't go live, but I will get it switched up unless I can get one of our board members and volunteers to host it for me. But you will see the dates because I've pre-scheduled up till April. So all the dates you see so far, we will be here on Fridays, just giving you some nuggets, giving you a little bit of information about HIV. So this week we talked about women and HIV, and I will actually get the link dropped when this is over. I'll add it in the comments. No, I could I can do it now. Hold on. Yeah, I'll add it in the comments. That's gonna be the best way. I'll add the link in the comments when this is done, so you can go and look up some of those facts for yourself. I want you to make a commitment to learn something. So if you learn something, if you're watching the replay, #replay, if you learn something, I want you to put it in the comments that you learned something today. Thank y'all for joining us. I hope that you go ahead and subscribe, go ahead and follow us. We post pretty regularly over on Instagram and Facebook. We're always educating our community. Also, if you are a woman living with HIV, I'm going to drop another link for you so you can get access to our support group, and we also give you a free guide about the first 5 steps to take after you get HIV diagnosis. So we're going to do that. If you give us a second, let me get that for you. Yeah, let me get that for you. And that's where you'll find out first information about our retreats, because our retreat is going to only be for women living with HIV. So that's that. And if you want to support us in anything that we do, definitely sign up on one of those email lists, whichever one applies to you. Okay, whichever one applies to you, and you will be able to tell by that. And the last thing is we are launching an anthology. This is the last thing I'm gonna say, and then we're gonna end. Okay, we're launching an anthology, and the reason why we're doing this is because we want to increase the visibility among Black and brown women and women in general, right, that are living with HIV. And one way we can do that is through an anthology project. So we're going to collect stories about women that are living with HIV, the different things they've overcome, and what their lives are like now, how they've thrived through, what they've done. And we're going to do that, and we're going to share the anthology. But this is going to be like no other. There's going to be a PR campaign. We're going to get us some press. We are going to host some book lunches. We're going to go travel around the country. We're going to be blogging. There are so many things that we're going to be doing. So I definitely would like you all to sign up, get up on our email list, support the work that we do. Consider giving a donation. No donation is too big. No donation is too small. And we would just love for you to be a part of our community. Thank you for listening to me talk for a little bit. On today, thank you for just listening about women in HIV. Is National Women and Girls HIV Awareness Day, which was yesterday. And today I wanted to make sure that we did our part to actually talk about this topic, to just give you some nuggets so that you can be encouraged and empowered to do something with your health and go and make a change in your life. So thank you for watching. Thank you for joining. And if you're watching replay, #replay, and we will see you soon.